Here's one. How much should I plan to spend on a good website? So first of all, it all depends, man. That's a question that is impossible to answer with a quick answer. It all depends on what you need a website to do. If it's a shopping cart website, you plan on selling things online, and let's say you have 300 to 400 items or SKUs that you want to have to be available to sell, you're probably going to go with a Shopify-based website, and each one of those items is going to have to be built out and set up on that Shopify site. So if you're expecting a web development company to set all those items up and to build that website, there's time involved. I always tell all the clients we work with that everything's based on time, just like it is in any job. Like if something is going to take our agency 5 hours to do, it's going to cost a certain amount. And if something's going to take us 10 hours to do, it's probably going to cost roughly double that amount. It's based on the amount of time we spend. So if we're building out a relatively simple website with a couple pages, nothing needs to be sold on the website, but it's just a really good, what we would call slimline website. It looks like $1 million. It's got 3 to 4 pages, and it's fully SEO'd and submitted to the search engines. You're going to be able to come in at a lower amount, maybe $1,000 to $1,200 for a website like that. If you're talking about a Shopify site where you have 500 items that you're trying to sell, and they all need to be SEO'd and the descriptions written and pictures added and things like that, you may be talking, thousands of that, like 10, 20,000. I mean, we've built websites that are significantly up there. You're talking about $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. But when you build those, you're talking about sites that have a lot of different things going on. You have a lot of SKUs. The typical website that we build is going to be on a slimline site, that $1,000 to $1,200 to around $3,000. Those are for basic informational websites that are going to have typically between 3 and 10 pages, fully built out, fully SEO'd, submitted to the search engines on your behalf. So that gives you an idea. That doesn't mean that our price, depending on where you're at, that our price is the gold standard that you need to use at. It's just, I'm giving you some kind of, I don't want to not answer the question by not putting a number on it, but, you're going to get a lot of different questions. To me, the only reason to have a website that costs you, if it's an informational website that you're not selling anything on, that's going to cost you well in excess of $10,000 in 2022, is if you have a lot of different items. So you're going to have a lot of pages, 100 pages on your website or something like that, to where it's going to drive, again, it's time related. If we have to build out 100 pages versus we have to build out 10 pages, there's going to be time involved, and then, ultimately cost involved. So hopefully that answers that. I don't want to use this as something that basically is telling you that, this is what you should pay for a website, because, I don't want to get in that game of setting the price, but that just gives you an idea where we're at and maybe some of the things to keep in mind when you're looking to get pricing for a website.